What's up, everybody? I got a little echo in my my ears right now, and I'm not sure why. Well, Next Fest is over, and now you're going to watch me play all the games I played during Next Fest. So all of these are demos. Most of these games have not been released yet. Actually, none of them. My next video will have a game that has released, an indie game. I believe most of these are indie games. I had a good amount of fun playing them. This is called Exfil. It is a milsim game, strictly PvP. Basically, you can customize your own private servers and self-host, or you can join other communities that create their own servers and set up their own games, which is pretty cool. I didn't realize that when I downloaded this. I just sort of watched the video and went, that looks neat, I'll check it out. So there's not going to be a lot of action here because I don't have a lot of friends that play these types of games. My brother, who I play with semi-regularly, does not play games like this. He's more of a Call of Duty multiplayer type of guy. I don't think I've ever seen him play any milsim stuff. He likes to play JRPGs, but that's beside the point. So, I mean, all these games are like basically pre-alpha, alpha. There's not really any betas here, so they're pretty rough. I think the atmosphere in this game is fantastic. It looks pretty. Towards the end there, I shoot a little bit just to get a feel for that. It's okay. It needs work. Some of the effects are not fantastic. And to be fair, I'm not sure if that's the current state of the game or if my computer is not running this properly. So if you're curious, I'm running this on a 12700K 1080 Ti, so a bit behind on the GPU front, but it runs fine, fair enough. I think it looks fine. The rain, the fog, the audio is pretty good. And I've watched some gameplay of these sort of ragdoll physics of guys shooting, and it looks decent. It seems like there's a lot of games out there like this right now that are in this condition or further along, but nothing full released yet. I'm not sure why in the milsim space we can't just get a game that's released. Seems like the only one that is released is Arma 3, which I think has been out for over a decade, and I think they just announced that Arma 4 will be coming sometime in 2027. I think a lot of people think Arma Reforger, which is kind of geared towards consoles more, is Arma 4, and that the new one should be Arma 5, but I don't know how that stuff works. I don't know what they're doing differently to not constitute a number change versus like adding a title into a game. I don't know if it's an engine thing or what. So this is made by Miss Sultan Studios. There's no release date that I can find. Yeah, but there's, I guess technically it's, I don't know if it's not in early access yet. So that's the thing, is that I played a demo. It's going to release into early access. I don't know what that means. Some people get upset when people are talking about closed betas and early access. They're one and the same to me. I don't know if definitionally they're different, but games all play the same to me. It's not finished is all that matters. Like some people are, I think betas are technically free, and some people pay for betas, and in early access you can get money for. I'm not sure what the difference is. Early access is further along than a beta. Let me get a Charlie. I'm not sure that's how it works. Yeah, there's some pretty neat stuff in here. If you can hear that there's mortar fire, that's just telling you to move around. I don't make it, by the way, because I was just curious, like, what I needed to do to avoid. You don't need to actually find cover. You just need to move around, and you won't die. Yeah, I think most of these are. Is Unreal 5? Let me take a look. The way it looks, I would assume that it's in Unreal 5. Everything's in Unreal 5 these days. They make some really pretty trees in Unreal 5. Character models never really fit the world. Like, I've seen that once the environments start looking more realistic, but the models don't really fit because it's almost too realistic. I don't even know if that makes sense to anyone, but it just never sits right. Where the environment looks better than the character models. I think that annoys me. Oh, yeah, there's our fire. Yeah, and there's no destruction in these environments either. They're just stagnant. So they're like pretty pictures. But that's Exfil, guys. Now this next one, this one's a lot of fun. This is Rogue. This is Deadzone Rogue. So these guys, this is a familiar game to me. I played it for a little bit and realized, like, I think I've played Deadzone, and there is another Deadzone game. Let me bring up my a library here. This is made by Prophecy Games. It's also a demo. Doesn't seem to have a release point. It's a roguelike first-person shooter. So I don't know if there's any sort of story in here. I think every time you die and you get a little further in the game, you release, or you open up a little bit of the story. The character seems to talk to himself. Not exactly sure what's going on, but it plays well. I had a lot of fun. It's a roguelike. I like these types of games. So every time you die and come back, the area changes a little bit. The weapons you can get change a little bit. Your progression increases, like some of it stays with you. It's actually harder to get some of the weapons. Like, this is the first drop, and then the next time I played, I only got a pistol until I got to the store, which was a little frustrating. But yeah, the areas change, the enemies change in certain spots. And they get harder as you progress through the game. I'll let you watch this while I figure out what that other game was. Yes, it was Star Siege Deadzone. This game's dead. This is very similar. It's almost identical. But I believe that, Star Siege Deadzone was a multiplayer extraction shooter. Yeah. Extract valuable weapons and resources for your faction. Players select their class and venture into it. Choose from 3 distinct classes, each with their own unique abilities. I played that game. It was fun. I played it with a much older system, and so it was a little rough for me. But that game died because nobody played it. It looks exactly like this. Almost to a T. So it looks like they reimagined it as a roguelike, so I didn't want to keep the live service part, the servers up, I guess. So they must have done something different with it. Let me see if I can figure that out while we're doing this.
How did I get back here?
Star Siege Deadzone. Yep. Let's go to the community page. Deadzone status update. Nope, I can't find it. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm not sure what that grenade does. Looks like it puts some closes on him. Yeah, I can't find it. Maybe next time I'll do some research. Oh, glad you guys are on this journey with me. I'm trying to figure out how to do this YouTube thing. We'll get there, right? Small channel, we'll slowly grow, right? We'll get a voice here, figure out what we want to do. At this point, I'm just randomly voicing over. I'm more figuring out how to cut these videos down to the interesting bits, and then figure out how I want to tell the story. Yeah, I just downloaded Stalker Anomaly, Gamma, put in, so that's like 444 mods, and then I added like another 20 on top of it. Makes it look awesome. And I had to check myself, so I loaded up Pripyat and the first one. She just opened this up. Yeah, Shadow Chernobyl. So I loaded those up. Those ones. That was the first one. The last one, Clear Skies, is like the in between. But so Stalker Gamma, which is a mod on top of Anomaly, if I understand it correctly. That's all sort of 3 games put together, and then a bunch of quality of life improvements, you know, graphical improvements, gunplay improvements. It plays a lot better. It plays amazing. Yeah, it's a large mod. It's like 80 plus gigs, give or take, after you've unzipped all the files. Yeah, these big guys just keep spawning in. So the way this works is when you die, you clear these levels, these big ones, then the next time you'll be stronger, and then you'll be able to get through it to the next thing and die. Alright, so this is Gigantes Ex Machina. This is an auto battler. Think Vampire Survivors, but with mechs.
진작 설마 놈이 우리의 무인 경기까지 탈취할 줄이야.
주 목표물이 통합 네트워크망에 간섭하여 일정 거리 내에 있는 무인 병기 시스템을 실시간으로 해킹하는 것으로 보입니다.
그런 짓까지 가능하단 말인가? 이 괴물놈은. 기가스는 어떻게 되었나?
아니마 시스템으로 기동 중인 기가스는 동일한 작전 범위 내에서도 주 목표물의 간섭에 영향을 받지 않는 것으로 확인되었습니다.
그나마 다행이군. 어서 통신을 연결해주게.
알겠습니다.
자네도 이미 알겠지만 기습 작전은 실패로 돌아갔네. 이제 우리의 남은 전력의 핵심은 자네와 기가스뿐이야. 그리고 가이아는 자신에게 가장 위협이 되는 자네를 제거하려 들겠지. 놈은 현재 그곳에 있는 모든 무인병기를 장악하고 있네. 그러니 이 시간부로 마주치는 드론들은 전부 적으로 인식하는 편이 좋을 거야. 기껏 구축해둔 포위망이 되려 자네 목을 조르는 모양새가 되어버렸군. 지금 수송선을 보낼 테니 그때까지만 버텨주게. 자넨 반드시 살아남아야 하네. 그렇지 않으면 인류에겐 더 이상 미래가 없을지도 모르니.
Alright. There's the controls. So, you can do the sort of auto fire thing, and it just sort of randomly fires like in Vampire Survivors, but I think it's better if you do that yourself. Because you might not always be aiming towards the enemy. And especially with the more directional things, you don't want to just firing in random directions and not being enemies there. Very annoying. It does make it a little more difficult having to manually fire the upgrades, but adds a level of control and maybe a little bit of difficulty in the game that might not otherwise be there. Yeah, it's a fun little game. You definitely kill some time. I don't know as if it's there's hundreds of hours of play, like Vampire Survivors. I'm sure there's people out there who play games like that for that many hours. And it seems to be like a little story development for this, so I'm not sure like how far along you get. I don't know if you get new mechs or anything like that. They didn't seem to be forthcoming, and obviously, you know, this fits into that roguelite roguelite. Sorry, there's roguelike and there's roguelite. To be honest with you, I don't know the difference. I think roguelite just means sort of that restart mechanic, and the, you know, sort of this thing here, these upgrades every so often, and that makes it a roguelite. But yeah, I think it's kind of, there's a bit of I'd say like a ton of verticality, but like you're here's a 3D space, because the vehicles and stuff will go over the tops of vehicles, or over the tops of these buildings and all this rubble, and if you're trying to shoot an enemy that is behind the building, it'll just get blocked, which I thought was kind of neat. Yeah, I think it's worth checking out. And this is another roguelike. So this is Jotunnslayer, Hordes of Hel. Now this actually has an expected, or excuse me, planned release of Q4 2024. So sometime in the very near future, this will release. This one seems a little more fleshed out. This is probably one of the prettier roguelike I've seen. Yeah, see, this one's labeled as a roguelite. I don't know what the difference is. Bullet hell, they're all the same. But this is probably the best character out of the three that were on the demo. This is your like ranger type. They also had a melee-like character, and I think it was like a berserker, and then a witch sorceress type character. Super weak. I didn't build her. I tried this character a couple times. I enjoyed this one more, especially with the Thor lightning. So yeah, every time you upgrade and you get all the, you know, upgrade points, you're gonna get either you know, Norse god, or you're gonna get your, oh, it's Revenant, sorry, your character class stuff, so you get to choose between the two and pick a path. Seem to have the best luck with Thor. Yeah, gotta have that lightning. Yeah, I can play this one again. This one's a lot of fun. It's sort of got that same like level of progression as Death Must Die. You know, along the lines of Hades and games like that. It's more closely related to that than the Gigantes Ex Machina is. A lot more color, a lot more unique abilities. I think the Gigantes thing's a little bland. It's fun, but it's very post-apocalyptic kind of. It's got that like Armored Core vibe going to it. Like aesthetically, it's kind of like seems like a dead world. Yeah, and this one's got bosses, so that's cool. I like that. The boss fights are pretty fun. Yeah, definitely worth checking this one out. I liked all of these. I enjoyed playing most of these. There are like hundreds of games available on demos for Next Fest. I don't know if many of them still have the demos out. Some studios tend to like only release them on Next Fest and then they go back to development. Others just keep these demos out so you can try them out. I think this one's still available for sure. Yep, I'm looking at it, still is. Probably worth checking out. I think this one would be a fun one. Oh, we gotta go with the skull shot. Oh, we're going with accuracy? Skull shot. Yeah, that was the way to go. So you get those abilities, so those all auto fire, and you just sort of spin and turn around. Then you get like one special ability. That's this thing on the left there. You get space and get that big blast. Almost didn't make it. Yeah, and this is to do with axes. Yeah, I gotta try this one again because I didn't build this well enough. I think in a game like this, where like you take damage when you touch things, melee you get too close to things with your like main abilities, and so you need like things that spin around you. Just swinging your axes it's not good. You gotta have yeah, Berserker. Yeah. So you gotta definitely have things, yeah, the reach. That's what I should have kept pressing on the reach, I think. Everything just gets too close. Dead. Yep, and here's your witch, sorceress, priestess. I don't know. Maybe it'll pop up. We'll see. You got like thorns coming up. I think we did like a poison necro build. Something like that. I don't even know. looking forward to seeing how this goes. Hopefully there's like a half dozen classes. Be kind of cool. So sad. Now this one I found last day of Next Fest, and I think I saved it and then just never played it.
I will not let you in. Get lost.
This is what is this one? Burning Sword, Death Sun. Wuxia Hack and Slash. You play as the great fighter Zhang Yijin, seeks revenge for the death of his family at the hands of China's powerful Yao Tang Qi.
How did you get past the guard?
Yeah, so this is
Get out of my way.
this is great. This is a planned release of Q1 2025 by Nomadic Games. But the combat's pretty cool. I like hack and slashes. Hack and slashes are like one of my favorite genres as far as like action combats go. Like Devil May Cry. Love those games. This one's can get pretty intense, but you know the combo is a rhythm of clicking left mouse and F. And that's it. I appreciate the simplicity of it. There is some skill involved. If you actually take the time to learn the patterns, you'll do much better. But you know, if you can get through the game just by clicking a few buttons and just mashing the hell out of your keyboard and mouse, and it's fun, and you get to see all kinds of cool fight combos, totally worth it. It's a yeah, you got me all right. It's a spectacle is what these games are. I don't care about the story. I don't care about the poor voiceovers and you know the translations that probably won't quite make it. That's fine. Treat it like one of those sort of like outrageous like Chinese like action movies where the voiceovers don't match the mouse. The voiceovers don't match the mouth movement, and that has its own charm, and I like it. I really enjoyed this one. I just got to a point where there are like so many enemies. I was like, all right, I'm done for now. It's just a demo. I don't need to get too serious about it. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun, and it looks pretty good.
Is that all you got?
There's one thing. There is like, you know, that sort of quintessential like wall running, you know, like the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type thing where it looks like they float. If you do not hold sprint the whole time, while you're doing that, then you will immediately fall off, and I did that several times, just not paying attention. Also, the camera in this game definitely needs work. Definitely lost myself in the camera several times, and I think that the tracking would be better, or if like somehow they managed to like allow you to see through the environment so you can see the character, because the environment will get in the way of certain areas, and then like the camera angle for like some of the jumping things back and forth. Like there's a basically at the like Mega Man jump from one ledge to the other, but because you can move the camera around, you're gonna end up jumping out of frame, and then you might jump over the cliff instead of just back and forth in between the ledges. It's frustrating. I don't know if I show that in this. I think I just kind of cut through all the combat, but yeah, something to be aware of. I'm sure you heard the cats. Yep, they're meowing. Fantastic. Hey, you want to stop that? Oh, I think I muted the wrong one. That's the wrong button. That's my volume. Let's mute this one.
The Elder's poison prevented me from using my Shi.
Come at me. Watch out. Fire devil pops. Watch out. Watch out! Watch out! Die!
Got him. Love the finishers. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I think up next we get a
To go home and
new
find someone
guy.
to cure it.
Oh, we're gonna cure it. Alright, here's the wall run. That's a save point.
Come at me.
Dude's got a big hammer.
Watch out!
Oh, so just like Ghost of Tsushima, I always try to take the archers out first because they're so obnoxious. They're so far away from the fight that they don't get sort of wrangled in with everyone else. And they just sort of take cheap shots where you're trying to take care of everyone else. So best to take care of the archers first, or anyone that throws the grenades.
Watch out!
Yeah, the camera shakes around a lot.
Watch out!
This is very distracting.
Fire devil pops!
You know, shield break.
Watch out!
I think what they're missing is the style points. So you get points for killing, and I'm not sure if you get more for a better combination. I haven't really been paying attention to that. Also, I'm not sure what that's for. I'm sure they're like skill points, just like every other hack and slash. You can upgrade and get new abilities, new combos. I think that's what those are for. I didn't really explore that. I don't know if it's really fleshed out in this demo either. But you can get this demo right now, I think. Some cool stuff. Yep, still download this one off Steam. We gotta watch out for the general. They try to treat him like a boss, or a mini boss, I guess. This is that rage. Very powerful attack. Basically, you have like infinite like strength. You can just stagger them endlessly until it runs out, of course. Oh, you can block and parry. Doesn't seem to be super necessary in this game. It's not Sekiro or Metal Gear Rising or Vengeance, where like parrying is essential.
Is that all you got?
But I'm sure as the game progresses, it might be more useful. Certainly helps stagger them. And we're on to our last game, guys. The Precinct. This one's pretty cool.
Central to all units, bank robbery in progress. Mercer ACB Bank on Mercer Street, shots fired.
Ah, Christ on a crutch. Another beautiful moment ruined. Oh well, that's what they're paying us for, right? Central, this is Unit 84, responding code 3.
10-484, be advised, suspects are heavily armed, approach with caution.
So this is a pretty neat game.
This is it.
Oh, it's like an 80s beat cop movie, top down. I think it looks fantastic. The driving is difficult with mouse and keyboard. It might be better served to do this with a controller to be a little more smoother, a little more smooth with your actions. But yeah, you're basically like a rookie cop, and you dish out justice. This is bank robbers is like the first thing that you get kind of roped into.
Now remember, they get one warning.
They get no warnings.
Throw them down, we take them down. Get ready. Police, freeze! Drop your weapons! Morons! Doesn't look like they're going to give us a choice.
See?
Light them up! Suspect is down.
Easy peasy.
This is Bree Bookman in the ACTV Eye in the Sky, the #1 news chopper in Averno City. We're downtown where police are engaged in a fierce shootout following yet another bank robbery. It's not clear yet whether this is the notorious August gang or... hold on. There's movement at the back of the building. More criminals coming out. They're boarding a vehicle. It's a dark van and it... oh my goodness. Keep it tuned to ACTV, folks. Looks like we're in for a police pursuit.
Go, let's go,
Yeah,
let's
so
go.
there's this like strong 80s vibe to it. Certainly from the music. I think the game looks great. You obviously do police chases, and you also do sort of mundane things like parking tickets, and you gotta make sure that you issue the right violations. You have like a code book, so you can reference the code book so that you don't do the right thing. The consequences are like basically you lose XP, do the right thing, you get, you know, bonuses and more XP and all that. So it's pretty fun. And the car driving was not a strength of mine. Because I'm maybe a little too aggressive on the pedal. Okay, so you can drive cars, you can walk a beat. You can also fly a helicopter, so you do everything that they do in a police department. It's a pretty neat game. I think there's a lot of potential here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this one's like.
Watch out! Suspect is on foot.
Arrested.
84 to Central. We got a 10:15. Pursuit has been terminated.
Copy that, 84. All units stand down. I repeat, stand down.
Whew, you did good, kid. Not everyone handles a pursuit like that on their first day. Quit struggling. Just relax, will ya?
Yeah, you gotta be real deliberate with your actions.
Let's go find some parking violations.
Oh, time to give some tickets. Oh, it's not just
There are six
parking
different
violations.
parking
There's also
violations
like
to look
acts of
for.
vandalism. There's
Blocking a
robberies.
hydrant, parking in the opposite direction of
I think
traffic.
they put a decent amount of
Goes
effort
to a
into this
crossing
game.
Or on the sidewalk.
This is
Oh, and
by
of course, parking in
Fallen
the no
Tree
parking
Games
zone.
Limited.
Oh, and don't forget
Published by
expired parking
Clean.
meters. Just be
It's
sure a
supposed to
vehicle is
release
parked there legally
Q4
before
this year.
issuing a ticket. You can't take it back. Ah, here's one. Can you see what parking violation this bozo is committing? Good job. The handbook shows all the violation types. Come on, let's check some parking meters. Will you look at this? Write them up. You're a natural.
So good at writing tickets. I'm the
Let's
best
carry on.
meter maid ever.
Got eyes on a vandal. Go handle it, kid. Vandal at
There we
work in
go.
my patrol sector.
Copy.
Yep, they got lethal use of force, violations. There's also, I didn't show it, but the dialogue when story parts, or is it like sort of like a old school like comic type thing? There's no videos or anything like that. It's neat. I like it. I like the whole feel of the game. Definitely worth checking out. Download
Excellent.
the demo.
That handbook will help you stick to the rules.
Highly recommend.
Calling ground support to catch these guys. 10-4, request for backup acknowledged.
It's got that straight to TV movie from the 80s
Units in pursuit.
vibe.
Is deployed.
On like some obscure cable channel.
Suspect vehicle was last seen on Brookhaven. Affirmative, backup is inbound. Calling ground support. Acknowledged, backup en route. Suspect vehicle identified in Litchfield.
Spike strip is ready.
Backup is standing by. Copy. Hawk 12, the central aerial pursuit has been terminated. Hawk 12.
That's
you are
it, guys. I
cleared to
appreciate
return
you watching. There's gonna be a part 2 of this, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.